Switching gears a little bit, what do you think of CM Punk's performance?
I was out in Milwaukee. I was training with Rufus Sport the week that Punk fought and lost. I
Did
respect.
it go how you expected it?
Yeah, a little bit. I gotta be. I'm ashamed at the kid Gall. I don't see. I don't see how you get that fight. You fight a 37-year-old man that never fought before, and you scared to death. You scared. The first time he comes across at you, you duck in on his hips. I don't see that. I don't see how you do that, and I don't see how the UFC puts up with that. I mean, to me, Gall didn't fight.
Right?
Yeah, I guess, but you're doing it for the entertainment still. That's the whole reason why they put this fight together. If they would have put me and CM Punk, I would have picked him up and tombstoned him, or I would have rock bottomed. We'd have made it entertaining.
There though, right?
Oh, we'd have made it entertaining though. I would have still won, best believe. But I would have toyed around. It would have been a cat playing with a mouse. Before putting him away. I think the kid Gall. I don't think he was a fighter. I don't think he can fight. He's fought two guys. I don't see how people are hyping. And he fought two guys who's never fought before. His first fight was against a guy who was a reporter, who was a fan of the sport. I don't think that's ever been done before, ever.
You never call me on that.
He just might. I don't know. I don't see what the hype is on the kid and how he gets to call shots all of a sudden.
I want to get to him in a second. We're finishing up with Punk. Do
Yeah.
you think he should get another shot in the UFC, or should he try a lesser promotion maybe, or do you think he's done?
Like I said, I was out there with Rufus Sport and guys at Rufus Sport that I respect a lot. I really respect Duke Rufus. He knows the game. Duke has a lot of good things to say about him, as far as his work ethic and his talent. If a guy like Duke backs him up, then I got to back him up. I was in the gym. Me and Anthony were sparring, and me and Anthony Pettis were sparring the Monday after CM Punk lost, and Duke came in, and Duke was pissed off that Punk lost. So you can tell that it really lit a fire underneath him. So I gotta respect, and if Duke puts his support behind a guy like that, then I will too.
And laugh at him if you want, but to me, CM Punk, the guy who was a world champion of wrestling, fake or not, the fact that he was on top of the world, to willing to go in there, and look bad, and get knocked down.
People don't understand. It's hard to do. When I made my first step into the octagon, I had 17 fights at that point. At 10 I had 17 of them, and I was still. And you weren't. I was still shook.
You weren't famous either.
I wasn't famous either. Yeah, I was fighting on the undercard of it, and I was still shook. I can't imagine never having fought and making that walk, man. I gotta respect the guy for it.
The last thing I want to say is, I talking about Gall. I see he called out your boy afterward. He's trying to step right in front of you in line there. What's up?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see how this kid. I don't even see how they're gonna let him pick the shots. Kid comes in, fights nobody. Two guys that never fought before that will never fight again. And thinks he's calling the shots. No, bro, it's not. You had your golden ticket. You had it. This is Willy Wonka. There's only 3 golden tickets out there. You had one of them. Go to the back of the line. You don't get to double dip. You don't get to lick your finger and go back in the pot. Go to the back of the line. Fight these tough fight a Michelle Prazeres. Fight a James Mutasfi. Fight these tough motherfuckers that nobody ever heard about. And then you get to call your shots after that.
You just got done saying this podcast, so you didn't think Sage was very tough. You thought he was overrated. So isn't he a good fighter?
The kid's a golden ticket, though. As we know, these things don't matter. These things don't matter. It's public opinion. The rankings don't matter. Really, your skills don't even. It's public opinion, and the kid's a golden ticket. It's a big name fight. Lots of recognition, and I don't think he deserves it. So they should give that fight to somebody else. I want to
finish up with this. I'm going to get you here. Going back to Pro Wrestling Reference, Chris Jericho, I don't know if you follow wrestling, a long time ago, he made when he was just starting, he made a promo talking about someone was no good, overrated, all this kind of stuff. And the promoter got mad at him, saying, how are you going to convince anyone that you're any good if you're going there beating someone you said was no good themselves?
Yeah.
You do the same with Sage. So shouldn't you be talking about how tough he is?
I think in general, that's the rule of promoting. Good promoting. You don't put that. I think Roy Jones, he was the one that made that mistake. He was saying, back in the 90s, Roy could have been huge, but Roy always put down his opponents. He always, he would be playing a basketball game and then go out there and whoop the guy's ass, and everybody be like, well, why should we show up and fight? You know, Roe was never a big pay-per-view seller, and you know, I think because he didn't understand the promoting game, you do have to, you know, you do still have to build up your opponent a little bit. I think Floyd's the best at that. You know, Floyd will talk shit about a guy, but then he'll still build them up at the same time. I think that's just what you have to do. You have to, you know, there's always talent out there. But I'm going to call it like it is, you know. I just say it like it is. I ain't trying to promote. I ain't trying to do none of that. I'm just saying that I don't even got a fight to promote yet. Maybe once they sign it, then I'll say, you know, Sage is a tough kid, blah, 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 blah. Maybe. But I ain't got a fight to promote yet. You know, I'm just saying what I see. You know, I'm speaking as a fan, you know. As a fan of the sport, I think if they end up making that, and I did an interview the other day with MMA Junkie about the same thing. If they do that, Mickey Gall and Sage fight, it will be the lowest level fight that the UFC has ever seen, and it's an amateur fight.
Even lower than Gall and CM Punk.
Absolutely. Because now neither one of these guys are famous. At least CM Punk, he put in 10 years worth of work.
Oh, I thought you meant talent.
No, I'm saying low, talent-wise too, but you know, at least CM Punk put in 10, 15 years worth of solid work to be where he was at. He deserved it, you know. He put in the work. This kid's 24, Gall is, with 2 fights against 2 guys that will never fight again. I'm 24. I've got 35 fights, you know. It's time for me to call the shots. You know, this kid doesn't come in, scroll in, get 2 fights, and call all the shots. You know, I got 35 of them. You know, he got a little bit of time to catch up. So, you know.